So, what has happened was, on the 10-minute sports report, I'm your host, Captain Boring. Thank you, everyone, for being here. I didn't set anything up beforehand because I'm tired and I'm exhausted, and I've never had bad heartburn in my life, and I woke up at 3 a.m. with the worst heartburn ever. I did it to myself. Don't get me wrong. I'm not blaming anyone. I'm not saying it's abnormal. I know why I have heartburn. I've had heartburn before, but I've woke up with it just raging and at 3 a.m., and I haven't recovered since. Then Joint Commission came, and everyone who knows me and who is close to me knows my disdain for that organization. So here we are. I don't get me wrong, I respect them, but yeah. So then I go to pull my mic down, and it's like falling off because it's one of those screw-on clips that I have it screwed on here, and so that got loose, and that's fallen off. So it's been quite the first minute and 20 seconds. So welcome to the comedy show. I'm your host, Captain Boring. This is your 10-minute sports report. Thank you, everyone, for being here. Don't forget to go like and subscribe on YouTube. Don't forget to go check out the 4th and 1 podcast. That is mine and Admiral. You liked that. That is our hour-long podcast, mostly about college football. We talk a little bit here and there, but college football right around the corner. We are 30 days from today, everybody. So, cha-ching, here we go. Let's do it. 10-minute sports report, though, today for Monday, the 31st, last day of July, 2023. So I will give them credit. Northwestern's trying to hang on to this thing that they call a football program. So they named David Braun, their defensive coordinator, the interim head coach. They've had a whole bunch of players leave for the transfer portal. They are just trying to hang on. They have hired Skip Holtz, who is the son of legendary and Hall of Fame Lou Holtz. Lou Holtz worked at Notre Dame for many of years. He kind of worked around college football. He is a college football Hall of Famer. Skip Holtz, though, brings 22 years of experience in college from UConn to Eastern Carolina, South Florida, and Louisiana Tech. Most notably, though, he's won back-to-back USFL championships with Birmingham the past 2 years, and he will still be in that role. So this will not affect his time with the USFL, but they are trying to bring in people to stabilize that football organization so that it can be around longer. They are still planning on building their brand new stadium. They have a $300 million new facility. So they're trying to hang on to it, but that whole school's kind of messed up because hazing was found in volleyball, baseball, softball, like all the programs hazing was found in. So it's kind of a interesting time at Northwestern, but I give them credit. They're trying not to have the death penalty. They're trying to make something out of this. So let's see if they succeed. So Damian Lillard, we are still waiting. Remember that man, Damian Lillard and James Harden, they both want to be traded from their respective clubs. They both requested trades on the first day of free agency, and we've kind of been waiting for that to happen. I told you to stay tuned. Well, the NBA got involved in Damian Lillard. The NBA star keeps saying, I will only play for the Miami Heat. I will only do this. I will only do that. And the NBA said, knock it off. Basically, the NBA is trying to fight back against players dictating where they're going to go, much like soccer, where they basically tell the team where they want to go, and then that's what happens to it. A little different, but sort of the same. And from a memo obtained by ESPN insiders, A. Wojnarowski, the NBA memo that Goodwin denied or indicating Lillard would have refused to play for whatever team he was traded to other than Miami Heat, said that there would be significant punishment if he didn't knock it off. So basically, stop talking. You're going to be traded wherever you're going to be traded to. The teams are more important than the players, which is kind of reversal of what it used to be. So we'll have to see how this goes. The NBA said that they have formed the National Basketball Players Association, that any private or public comments like this will be subject to discipline. So yeah, we're going to have to see how this plays out. However, does it hurt Lillard's case not basically being given a gag order saying he can't play for Miami? I don't know. But we're definitely going to find out how this goes. It's just another update. Nothing too big, nothing too fancy. Let's move on. Let's move on to the lower salary teams in baseball, and let's get it started with the Red Hot Orioles, who are 64-41 and who beat the Yankees 9-3 last night and are on a 1-game winning streak. They won 2 out of 3 against the New York Yankees. They beat them 1-0 in the first game, then lost 8-3, and then beat them 9-3. 1-game winning streak. They lead the Tampa Bay Rays by a game and a half of first place at 61-41. The Tampa Bay Rays are kind of starting to get something going. They're on an every other path right now. So they lost to the Marlins 7-1. Then they beat the Astros 4-3. Then they got clobbered by the Astros 17-4. And then they beat the Astros 8-2. So they are a game and a half back. They're at 64-44 and a game and a half back of the Baltimore Orioles. Let's go a little west to Ohio and check on the Cincinnati Reds, who, by all accounts, are headed down the stretch for something good. The Cincinnati Reds are on a 1-game winning streak. They won their series against the Dodgers 6-5, 3-2, 9-0. They won 2 out of those 3 games. The 3-2 was the score that they lost. More importantly, the Milwaukee Brewers are on a 3-game losing streak, which means the Cincinnati Reds sits in sole first possession, that's not correct English, of the NL Central. So they are 58-49. The 9-0 win was led by their young star Ella De La Cruz and their veteran Joey Votto. And so it's going to be very interesting down the stretch. Can one of the lowest salary teams in baseball make a run in the NL? The other two are AL teams, so stay tuned here. Take a look around the MLB standings. The Baltimore Orioles lead the AL East. The Minnesota Twins lead the Central, and the Texas Rangers lead the West. That really hasn't changed at all. Over the National League, it hasn't changed either. The Atlanta Braves still best team in baseball. After coming off a 4-game losing streak, they've now won 3 games and sit 11.5 up on the Miami Marlins. The Reds lead the Central, of course, and the Dodgers are in first place in the West. The Tampa Bay Rays lead the AL wildcard, followed by the Blue Jays and the Houston Astros. And the Red Sox, who were one of the hottest teams in July, kind of cooled off near the end. They've now gone 5-5 in their last 10, including 2 straight losses, and sit 2.5 games back of the final wildcard spot. MLB trade deadline is tomorrow. I'll talk about that in just a minute. National League wild card. Giants lead the Brewers and the Marlins, and then the Phillies sit a half a game back, and the Arizona Diamondbacks sit a full game back of the Marlins for that third and final playoff spot in the National League. Like I said, the MLB trade deadline is tomorrow, which means interesting things will happen tomorrow during the day. I will try to cover all of that on a Wednesday sports report, so go ahead and check in here for the 10-minute sports report, and I'll try to cover most of that. If things get too crazy, if I have some time, I might drop another one tomorrow. Go follow us on Instagram at 4th and 1 Podcast as well, because I might post some daily updates there. Thank you, everyone, for listening today. Wash your hands, you filthy animal. God bless you all. Thank your healthcare workers. They do a lot for you. And don't forget, American healthcare, while pricey and sometimes frustrating, is probably one of the best healthcares in the world. God bless you all. Peace out.